buying real estate. By way of introduction, David Stewart is my name. I will be your auctioneer here this morning. Many of you have met Danny, who's been working tirelessly on the campaign over the last 4 weeks, and together with Ian Williams, our sales manager, and Anthony Vleck, our #1 agent in the basin, we proudly represent iTrack Real Estate. What a beautiful home and opportunity you have here today. We have a wonderful property on 428 square metres of land. Just put this cargo. A wonderful property on 428 square metres of land that is entirely on its own title. What that means is there are no body corp situations that you have to worry about, no insurances, no needing to fit in with the neighbours. This is entirely your property here today, ladies and gentlemen, with your own driveway straight up into the garage with a very secure back access into what is a beautiful floor plan that has been magnificently presented today by our vendor Chris. Beautiful floorboards, lovely kitchen meals, the extra living area onto the right hand side here, and what you don't get in many houses of this type is a beautiful, secure backyard. Great for the kids, great to have a few pets if you want, great to entertain on these beautiful autumn afternoons that we have here in Melbourne. So ladies and gentlemen, when you're bidding today, keep that in mind. No body corp situation, your own title, your beautiful own 428 square metres of land, and the ability, obviously subject to council approval, to do whatever you want in the future on this piece of land here. Wantirna, what a magnificent area to be buying, and what a great time to be buying in Wantirna. You would obviously have to be living under a rock to know that, to not realise the market has dropped in the last 8 months. This today, ladies and gentlemen, is your opportunity to secure something. $908,000 is the median house price in Wantirna. It was a lot more than that. And now that we've got the Royal Commission on the banks out of the way, now that we've got the correction that everyone knew was coming out of the way, and with the fact that we've still got interest rates at record low levels, the fact that unemployment is still well below 5%, my prediction very, very clearly is the market will go forward from here as we get confidence past the Royal Commission and past the correction. You never ever know exactly when the bottom of the market is, ladies and gentlemen, but I believe if you look back in the rear vision mirror in 3 to 6 months' time, every person will be saying, should have bought in March of 2019. So when the moment matters here today, I would urge you to push that extra $20,000, $30,000 or even $40,000 more than your game plan here this morning and secure this magnificent property here at 187 Rochelle Drive here in Wantirna. Now the particulars of sale are as follows. The vendor's agent is iTrack Real Estate. We are selling for and on behalf of our vendor the property described as Lot 1, Plan of Subdivision 525874H, Volume 10851, Folio 774, and obviously more commonly known to all of us as 187 Rochelle Drive here in Wantirna. The goods and chattels included in today's sale are all fixtures and fittings of a permanent nature as inspected. The vendor assures me that the evaporative cooling is working, the ducted heating is working, all the fans are working, and also the split system in the lounge room just to the right hand or just behind the front door is all in good working condition, ladies and gentlemen. We are selling by public auction, whereby unless you have a previously arranged agreement with Danny and the vendor, a 10% is required at the fall of the hammer, and we can take that 10% in many forms. We can take a $5,000 deposit today, and being a long weekend, we can take the balance of 10% on Tuesday. I know a couple of you have requested a 5% deposit, and that is also been accepted by a vendor. And we are looking to settle in a very, very flexible 60 to 120 days at the choice of the highest accepted bidder. So you buy the property today, It's your choice to come inside and choose your preferred settlement date. Obviously, a very, very flexible period of time for you to choose from. Now, the rules of today's auction are in accordance with the REIV and the Law Institute of Victoria, of which iTrack Real Estate are members of the REIV, and they are as follows. Subject to the vendor's reserve price, the highest bidder whose bid is accepted by the vendor shall be the purchaser. I, as the auctioneer, will determine the minimum in which the bidding shall be advanced, and no bid once made shall be retracted. If any dispute arises during the bidding, I, as the auctioneer, will determine the dispute or resubmit the property back at its last undisputed bid for your continued bidding from that moment in time. The vendor always reserves the right to bid once or more by their auctioneer, to refuse any bid, or to withdraw the property at any time without necessarily declaring the reserve price. I will indicate bids on request, but once you've started bidding, if I've nominated a figure for the next bid and you want to go to that figure, a raise of your hand is all that I need from that moment in time once you've started the initial bidding process with us. The law prohibits the making of false bids, and it does provide major fines for anybody attempting others from bidding today. I've never been at an unfriendly auction, and I don't expect to be today. The law prohibits the making of vendor bids other than by myself as the auctioneer, and the words that I will use to make a vendor bid, should that be needed, will be very clear and transparent. Vendor bid with the nominated figure. Ladies and gentlemen, it's nothing more, nothing less than a counter offer by myself on behalf of the vendor to simply suggest, let's keep bidding from this moment in time. The vendor has no intention of selling the property at that or a lower level. So I will just ask for continued bidding from that time. And as I've said, by law, only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. That concludes the rules. Do we have any questions? No one's in any doubt that you're buying your own title here today, ladies and gentlemen? Fantastic. There's always three outcomes of every auction. The first and most likely outcome is that we sell the property on a first, second and third call under the hammer, and once the contract has hit my hand, the property is deemed to be sold. But if we don't quite reach the vendor's reserve price, ladies and gentlemen, every one of you need to know exactly what your strategy is and what's going on. The auctioneer will always have two choices. They have the right to pass the property into the highest bidder. If we pass the property into the highest bidder, that bidder has the exclusive right to come inside and basically be the first person to negotiate with the vendor and potentially buy the property at the reserve price. If I pass the property in on a vendor bid, meaning I take a vendor bid above the highest bidder, Danny, Ian, Anthony and myself have the right to conduct a private sale auction out the front of the property amongst 3 or 4 or 5 parties. And 2 weeks ago in Mount Evelyn, it was between 4 people who refused to bid on the day. And all of a sudden there was an auction happening in a blindfolded situation after the auction because every one of them thought they were the only interested party there, and they lost control of their destiny. I urge you, the best way to buy property is with transparency, and transparency starts with your bids. That is the way to buy property. We are very, very confident we have interested parties here today, and why shouldn't we on such a magnificent opportunity? But I would encourage you all to put your future in your own hands and push hard to get this magnificent opportunity here today. That's enough from me, ladies and gentlemen. Just one final thing. No late bids in the state of Victoria. If I've knocked the property down, I am not allowed to take a late bid. So if I've got to the second call and you still want to buy this property, it's then, now or never. We are not by law allowed to take any late bids after the property's been knocked down. So ladies and gentlemen, I do wish you all the very best. I'm absolutely convinced that the person who pushes themselves a little bit through the pain barrier here this morning to secure this brilliant opportunity. We'll look back in 5 or 6 years' time and say that was one of the best decisions they made on the 9th of March 2019. I'm in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you want to start me, that's okay. Where do I see it? Fair and reasonable. We'll start here at 187 Rochelle Drive here in Wantirna. Over to you. 480, sir. All the very best to you today. Welcome to the bidding at $480,000, and I'll take a rise of 10. Is that a rise of 10 there, ma'am? 490? 500, $500,000. Can I say 520, sir? Clearly bid at 500. Can I say 520? It's great buying. You're in Wantirna. That's $500,000. Sorry?
505.
I'd like to stay in 10, sir. We'll get there anyway. It's still ridiculously cheap buying at this level in Wantirna. Can I say 10? Got the 5 here. Can I say 10, man? At 505, that 510,000. Can I say? At $500,000, clearly bid. At $500,000. First call at 500,000.
510.
Thank you, sir. I knew we'd get there anyway. At 510, we've got. At 510, and everyone should have their hand in the air at this stage. At $510,000, we'll stay in tens if you don't mind. At $510,000, we've got. First call at 510,000. Could be a quick auction. Thank you and welcome to the bidding to you and all the very best at $520,000. Where do I see 530? At $520,000, can I say 530? At $520,000, where do I see it? At $520,000. First call at 520. Second call at 520.
530.
Thank you. $530,000 clearly we've got. That's still below the quote range, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mind if you make me work for it. At $530,000, clearly bid we are. At $530,000, you're on your own title in a suburb with a $908,000 median house price, ladies and gentlemen. At $530,000, can I say 540? At $530,000. First call at 530. Second call at $530,000. Third, final call. Are we all done, finished and silent at 530,000? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're all silent, I'll just seek some instructions from my vendor. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you very much for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very genuine vendor here today, but we have been quoting $550 as a minimum, and I will take a vendor bid to $550,000. At $550,000, it's clearly with me a vendor bid. I'll make a promise to each and every one of you here today. I am not going to take another vendor bid. I will not bid against any person from this moment in time. The next bid has the exclusive right, if you're the highest bidder, no one else bids, to be the only person that can negotiate with our vendor. If I don't get any bids above this figure, we will comfortably negotiate with the people that couldn't buy under option conditions today, that definitely want to talk to us. So be very assured that if you want to separate yourselves from your competition, a bid now to secure the opportunity to negotiate with a vendor would be a very smart move. So ladies and gentlemen, vendor bid with me at $550,000. I'll look for 10,000, 5,000, I'll even take 8,000 if you want to give yourself the box seat opportunity to buy this property this morning. And I can assure you, if you do that and buy the property this morning, you will not be sorry. So ladies and gentlemen, vendor bid clearly with me. How are we going? Where do I see 5, 10 or even $1,000? First call. 555, thank you ma'am, welcome to the bidding and all the very best to you. At $555,000, you've now put yourself in the box seat to buy this property. At $555,000, I'll offer the same opportunity at FIS if anyone else wants to join us. At $555,000, clearly bid we are. At $555,000, where do I see 560? At $555,000, clearly bid.
One, David, take one.
I'll take the one. I'll offer the same at all across the road to you, Danny. At $556 we've got. At $556,000 we've now clearly got. Still not quite at the vendor's reserve price. At $556 you're fighting for the right to negotiate. At $556,000 can I see you in for one more? 557 now.
One more.
558 we've got. At 558 we clearly got now. At 558 clearly we're bid. At $558,000 clearly bid we are. At $558,000 I would have thought more people would realise the value of Wantirna and everyone have their hand in the air. But that's your right. At $558,000. First call at $558,000. Second call. 559, round me up to 60, sir. Thank you very much. A nod's all I need now that you've started me off. At $560,000, clearly bid. At $560,000 we've got now. At $560,000. At $560,000 we've got. At 561, clearly bid. At $561,000. At $561,000 we've got, can I say 62, sir? It is great value in Wantirna. 428 square metres of land. Walking distance to Knox Hospital. Walking distance to the wall. Doctor just round the corner. Dandenong walking track just down the road. Bayswater Station, 3 minutes down the road. 63 we've got, and why not? At 564, thank you very much. At $564,000. At $564,000, how are we going in? At $564,000. At $564,000.
Yep.
Thank you. At 565, clearly bid now. At 564, 66, you can yell out a higher bid if you like. At 566, I promise you, you will not be sorry. I'll buy you beer in 5 years' time if you're sorry. At $566,000. At 566, is that where we are, Danny? 566? First call at 566.
Yep.
Is that 70?
No, 67.
67, thank you very much. At 568 now. At 568, a knockout bid is always a good option. At $568,000, clearly bid we are. At $568,000, and this is a game anyone else can join in. It's not secluded to two people. If you want to come in, now's the time. At $568,000. At 568, how about 70? Where is it, Dan? Sorry? 68, yep. 69. 569. At 70 now we've got. At 70 now we've got. At 570 we now have. At 570 now, can I say 75, sir? At 570 we've got. There is value personified in this property, ladies and gentlemen. At $570,000, clearly bid. One more, clearly bid. We've got one more. At 571. 72, thank you. 73. $73,000. At 73. At $573,000. Thank you, Danny. At 74. 75 now. 75 now at $575,000. At 500.
76.
Thank you, Danny. At 76.
77.
77. That's a nice strong bid, sir. At $577,000. At $577,000 we've got. At $577,000 clearly bid we are. At $577,000. Take me up to 80, man.
78.
Thank you. At 78. 78. How are we going around the corner there? Any interested parties? At 578,000. 578,000. I'll call it 3 times. First call at 578. Second call at 578.
Take a half. I'm just asking.
Take 500.
Yep.
78 and a half. 578 and a half. At 578 and a half. Is that a bid, sir? I saw an arm over there.
No, mate.
They can cost you a lot of money swiping flies away at auctions. It's money you wouldn't be sorry spending, though, I can assure you of that. At $578,500. Thank you, 79. 579. At 579. Take me to 80, sir. These little moments that you pushed yourself a little bit harder, you will never be sorry you did it. 580, can I say? Moment to think. Gentleman's been with us from the start. He deserves the respect.
78.
Oh, we're already at 79.
79, sorry.
We're already there.
Another half.
79 and a half. 79 and a half. $580 we've got. At 580 we've got. At 580 we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just wait a moment, I'll seek further instructions and be back out in a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for your patience, and I'm sure you understand it's always a very emotional decision when you're putting your family home on the market, and we completely understand what vendors and buyers go through, so we certainly appreciate that. This gentleman here has increased his bid to 580 and a half. We are that far from the vendor's reserve price, ladies and gentlemen. We are that far. In fact, I'll give you a guarantee. It's in the range that we quoted. So we're not mucking around. We've had a genuine vendor from the moment we started this campaign, and nothing has changed. We've still got, pardon me, a very genuine vendor sitting inside right now. So $580,500. I won't be going back inside, ladies and gentlemen. We will either get bids that will see us come on the market, or I will be passing the property in to this gentleman here. At 580, it's now or never, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been a spectator for the last half an hour and you want to secure this magnificent property, right here, right now is the moment that matters. We will pass the property in. First call. 581,000. At 581. At 581. How are we going, sir? Every person that stands under a treat and auction's a bidder. Especially with folded arms. That's just a generalisation after 18 years in real estate. Don't stand under trees at auctions with your arms folded. Everyone thinks you're fair income. At $581,000, I'd love to see you back in, sir. At $581,000, extend yourself through the pain here. Yep. Been with us from the start. He deserves all the time in the world, this young man. At $581,000, anyone else can call a number out. At $581,000. At $581,000. Take me to 585. Come on. You've got to do this. Buy it. Banks have got plenty of money. The Royal Commission's over and done with. 500 more, another half. 581 and a half. At 581 and a half, you got your nose in front, it's the place to be. At 581 and a half. At 581 and a half, I think we're clearly done. At $581,500. First call at 581 and a half. Second call, 581 and a half. Third, final call. Are we all done, finished and silent? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I did say I wasn't going to go back in, but I'm going to go against my own word here. I will go back in one final time, be out in a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. Can I just get the bid confirmed, Danny? 581.5 over here.
It's over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, our vendor is selling. Our vendor is selling today.
582.
$582,000. Our vendor is selling today for the highest bidder. Sold sign there in 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It's game on. Time on in the grand final. It's anyone's game. At $582,000. 585, can I suggest, sir? At 582, I'm clearly got.
No more.
Definitely out.
They can have it.
Give me another 500.
They can have it.
They're out. If you give me another 500, maybe. You don't know.
They can have it.
You sure?
Should have had it last time.
At 582, you sure you wouldn't give me? You're going to wake up tomorrow and feel like you should have given me an extra 500? Are you absolutely sure? Thank you very much for your bidding. We'll do everything we can to help you out. At $582,000, I think we've found our buyer. First call at $582,000. Make no mistake, we're on the market and selling. Second call, $582,000. Third and final call, all done, finished and silent. We are selling. Hold on, hang on. No late bids. I cannot entertain a late bid, so it's now or never. Definitely out, Ian. We are selling. Welcome them to the neighbourhood, folks. We're sold. Congratulations, folks. Thank you very, very much for attending another successful iTrack real estate auction. Have a fantastic weekend, and we look forward to seeing you at our next open home. Take care.